Okay, welcome everyone to the Gold to Diamond, the Path of Expansion call. I was inspired to create this because I feel so many beautiful golden shining lights in our team are so ready to step into that energy of diamond and really calling forth that dream. They're really dreaming that in. And for me, what I really witness is that, and it even is in the ranking, is that platinum and diamond are very, they're very similar in the skill set, in the, being able to bring a leader into silver. So you're bringing 3 leaders into silver and then 4 leaders into silver. So in terms of the skill set, it is very similar. But as you know, the compensation really jumps at diamond. So vibrationally, it's very different. So there's some distinctions between the skill set and the openness that we have on this path. So I really wanted to kind of break it down and talk to that from my experience, but also from the experience of many diamonds that we have here. I probably should have myself on speaker view. I would really like to just begin by talking about specifically my experience and also the structural, the kind of particular information about that step forward from gold to diamond, and also the energetic, my version of what I see as the shift from gold to diamond. And then I'm going to call upon some of the beautiful diamonds that have put their hand up to join us tonight to share their experience and what happened for them, because we all have very different journeys. We all have different hurdles and breakthroughs that come across our path, and different breakthroughs will resonate with different people. So I really want to give a really broad spectrum of what this experience is moving forward, and really to start creating those really expansive dreams that happen in that journey from gold to diamond. So my experience going and raising a gold team, it was quite a long time. I had a lot of personal blockages at silver particularly. I stayed silver for a very long time, and still even gold. I stayed gold for quite a long time. And for me, it was definitely about believing in myself at those points, so that I could then transfer that belief onto my leaders. So in the share success developmental stages and belief pyramid, gold is about believing in your leaders. And I felt that it was really important to me that I could actually have belief in myself, so that I could then transfer that belief into my leaders. So for me, that was a really important integration process. So at gold, I would be making sure that I really had that solid, that I was feeling really strong within myself as a person to share myself. And then I would also be looking at, believing in just people in general, in humanity, and then therefore the people that you have on your team and your leaders, so that you can believe in them and in them being able to create their dreams. So for gold, that was definitely there for me. Then moving from platinum to diamond, to platinum, once we decided that we really wanted to step forward, then it was all about unity. For me, I felt like it really is about you up until gold, and it's really important that it is about you. You can't miss that. You don't go thinking about, this is not about me, it's about everyone else. It's really important that you get that it is very much about you until gold. But then it was really, for me, it was really important that my team had unity, and I had really direct and deep communication with them between what their dreams were, to go from a premiere which is standing strong on two strong legs, but it's just testing the waters of what this path means to them. And then, stepping forth into silver, which is, seen as the first level of leadership. So I'm asking people if they want to be leaders. I'm asking people if they want to step forward into their dreaming, into their why. And so for me, it was absolutely about having those conversations, really reaching in and saying, is this something you really want for yourself? Do you want to go there? Because I'm going to go there, and I'd love you to come with me. And whatever comes from those conversations is obviously going to determine which way you go, because some people might say no. And some people will say, yeah, right there with you. Let's go. Let's do this. But perhaps they wouldn't do that for themselves if you didn't ask them. Perhaps they wouldn't step forward in that moment if you didn't ask them and say, hey, you know what? I'm really feeling platinum next month. Do you want to go there with me? So it's risky, it's like really cracking yourself open. You're sharing your dreams with them. You're making yourself vulnerable. You're sharing that you want them to be part of your journey as well. So those conversations were really important for me. And it completely shifted how I did the business. Up until that point, it was all about whether I could do it. How can I do this? Where it shifted from how do I do this to how do we do this? And there's so much more possible when we do that, when we make that shift. And everyone's ideas, that I don't think of everything. And so there's this collective momentum that can happen when you tap into everyone's desires and ideas and genius. And then from platinum to diamond is all about your ability to receive. So even though it looks like really hard work, and people think that it's all about how much you can do and how much you can, push forward and break through. And, diamond for me was very much about, well, this is time now to receive. This is time now to open up to the dreams that you've always had. Like I dreamt of diamond for a long time. And, what diamond meant to me, what it was going to make possible and facilitate for myself and for my family and for my dreams, my big dreams. So I really had to look at that. Of course I did the action. I did the inspired action. I was very connected to all of my team. I was very connected to all of their paths and their journeys, and making sure that I was aware of where they were slipping up. Where were they slipping up in their personal development? Where were they getting stuck? And when there's connectivity, that's really easy to just flow through with each other. But I had to work really intently and focus on being able to receive that financial abundance, because for me, and particularly in my family and my lineage, no one in my family receives like that. So it was a big DNA breakthrough. So I had to really be diligent with that, be diligent with the oils, and have sessions and, with people that I trusted to be conscious to that. Because you could be doing all of the amazing action, but if you've still got a glitch there and you're still not really quite willing to receive it, it may just not show up. That's what I witness anyway. So that's kind of how I see the personal transformational process, and also the dynamics within the team being really shifting from gold through to diamond. So I would love now to hear from one of the beautiful diamonds we have, who would like to put their hand up. I think we have first on my page, I have Jackie right next to me. So I'm going to ask Jackie to unmute herself. And yeah, to please share. I know Jackie has an incredible story of going gold to blue diamond in a very quick process, but gold to diamond in Diamond Club. So yeah, she has an amazing momentous story, and I'm really looking forward to hearing those key turning points for you, beloved.
Thanks, Anastasia. I was blocked at silver for a long time, and it seemed to take a long time to step into gold. And for me, stepping into gold, I really needed to start to unpack that exactly. Gold is where you move away from it's about me and what I can achieve and me, and I can create elites and I can do. Gold, you step into a collaboration with your team. It's about asking yourself permission to go to that next level. And it's also inviting your premiers on that journey with you. It's about talking and accessing your why, which really does lead you into diamonds. So you start setting and planting those seeds for the greater expansion of your doTERRA business and what that means for you, but for your team. And you start holding hands very, very solidly. So when I got that, and I got that it was about absolutely every single person in my tree, not just my team leaders or the people that I enrolled, but absolutely everyone underneath me, then the momentum started to shift, and I started to believe and feel and know and see the vision of an inspired leader and an inspired team, and us all working as one. So once I got that, and I went for gold 3 times, and it was on the 3rd attempt we all broke through. And it was the layer where I think you start to just surrender to the higher meaning of this doTERRA business, and it expands out from self magnificently. And that concept does just continue to expand and expand and expand the higher ranks that you go to. So at gold is wonderful because it gives you options, and it really starts to cement that this is a business and that the income is real, and that you can start to step into expansive dreams and creation of things that you only ever thought possible on a vision board in the past will and can occur from gold onwards. So I really started to look deeply inward, and for the real reason for me to be here and to stand aligned with these beautiful people on my front line and these beautiful oils. And there was no question that with my why and my team's why, that we needed to reach and walk, actually run. We ran to diamond together, so we could all collectively be closer to the dreams. So it was Diamond Club, time for Diamond Club. And I wasn't going to do Diamond Club because I had so many of my leaders participating. And then a couple of my key leaders dropped out and decided to do it next year, which is the year coming up. And I had qualified in the month of December because I had the enrollments. I had the in-city team, I had the out-of-area team, and it just seemed effortless. So I decided to say yes. And I was excited about Diamond Club again because this journey from gold and above isn't about you, it's about the team. So I was just really excited. I had a large team. I just wanted to meet the team. I would go anywhere. There was no plan for Diamond Club whatsoever, other than I wanted to meet my team. I loved running classes, and I'm great at running a class, and I love enrolling, and I love connecting. So I just wanted to have a deeper relationship with my new consultants, with people all around Australia. I wanted the relationship that I had with my team leaders, my premiers. I wanted that relationship with everyone in my tree. So off we went. We started in Diamond Club, and there was no plan other than to meet people. So I just started traveling and running classes and booking more classes and running classes and running classes and meeting people and running classes. And it wasn't even at full steam, because I had thought, when you look at the participation at Diamond Club, it's 3 local classes and 3 away classes, which is what I achieved in probably the first week and a half of Diamond Club. So I had all kind of met my commitments, and I had all this time. So I kept on meeting people and running classes and meeting people and running classes. And because it was just driven by heart and love, and I kind of felt like Tinkerbell. And Anastasia, you're a fairy and you've got fairy lights behind you. It just sang to me, because I love Tinkerbell. And I was flitting magic fairy dust all around the countryside, and people were loving it, and they were getting inspired. So that inspired me more to sprinkle more fairy dust. And in the last week there was no goal to go diamond in a month, but we were 4 days out, I think it was, from the end of the month, and platinum was there with ease and grace, and the numbers were stacking up for diamond. So we just went, let's go. I had the commitment, because we were gold, and I had the commitment from my premiers before we went gold that this was what they wanted. They wanted this rank. They wanted higher. So when I said to them, it's on, what do you think? We can do this. Of course it was a yes. So it's really important to have that communication, that open relationship. Invite your team into your heart, and you invite them into you're in their heart, they're in your heart. And we just ran with it. And I don't know how it happened. We just ranked from gold to diamond within a month. So thank you for sharing about platinum, Anastasia, because we didn't go there. We sat there for, I think I was platinum for maybe 24 hours, and it was apparent that everything else was stacking up. So we just jumped, and the jump was almost effortless, because if there's that golden thread that you're all connected, and if you take away the money, because it's not about that, and you are fully focused on your team and the magic and what it actually gives your team for them to rank advance, and how that steps them closer into your why, into their why, and how you can move that together as a dance for the collective greatness of your journey and the doTERRA journey and changing lives. It just happens. You do the personal work. I did so much work at silver to go to gold. So look within, confront whatever's there. Did I have issues around the rank of diamond? A little bit. So I sat with very, very clearly, probably 12 months prior, because I knew that I was going to go diamond at some stage this year, and I sat with the number that made me feel uncomfortable just a little bit, and that was a stretch, and that was the diamond wage. So that was something probably 12 months prior that I just worked with, bringing it in, seeing it, feeling it, living it, and walking it. So pack it out. This becomes 4D for you. So if you have a goal, live, breathe, and be it right here and right now. And then the physical just catches up with the spirit and the soul's recognition already. And then Blue Diamond just happened along the same lines as well. So we were ready. We were all hooked into our why, our hands held together. The beautiful thing about the next level of Blue Diamond is it's actually you're taken out of the equation completely, and it's solely about your team. And that's the most beautiful thing. And this is Jacob. Are you going to bed?
Hi, Jacob. Thank you so much, Jackie.
And that's it.
That was really beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that. The pearls I got from that were the Diamond Club, for one.
Yes, absolutely.
Communication, commitment of yourself, but also of your team, so that when you say let's go, they're all ready and have already committed. The unity and that golden thread that you talked about. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing that beautiful story.
Thank
and
you.
all that work that you did before then prepared you for that's to step so quickly through. So I honor that in you. I honor the way you walk this path, and thank you so much for sharing your wisdom.
Thanks, hon.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Erin. I would love to hear from you and your story as well. You had a similar experience going quite quick, but I'd love to hear, how it was for you, and some beautiful gems that you shared with me in that private message. Thank you, beautiful.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks, Anastasia, for creating this beautiful platform for everybody, for everyone to collaborate, cross-line, and just be present on this greater vision that we share collaboratively, because we're not in competition in doTERRA. We're here with a greater purpose and a greater vision, and we share that in common. So thank you for bringing us all together and allowing this collaboration. So thank you very much. And thank you, beautiful Jack, for sharing your wisdom too. My name is Erin Blott, and our team is Blue Diamond. And my history is as a nurse and a midwife, and I worked full-time until I hit Diamond. So I actually was working full-time as a nurse and a midwife on call as well. So my hours were ridiculous. And what got me through every single day was my deep passion for my true knowing of the purpose I had with doTERRA. And I found that, once again, Diamond Club was hugely, hugely attributing to my success and our team's success in this business. And I did do Diamond Club whilst working full time. I completed the whole 4 months, and I went from a baby silver and to a platinum during Diamond Club. And then 2 months later, our team went Diamond. So at silver, I actually knew I got to silver quite quickly. As soon as I attended leadership or elite retreat, actually, it was called back then. It wasn't One Tree as Vanessa and Paul have taken over now, which is beautiful. But elite retreat really lit that fire within me. It gave me purpose, and it showed me what was possible, being surrounded by so many beautiful, like-minded souls, that the conversation was just so easy, the inspiration just flowed. And from then on, I just continued to skyrocket, because my voice needed to be heard, my passion needed to continue, and my vision needed to be reached. And I found that I went from elite to silver very quickly, because for me, elite is all about your belief in the products. The reason we got introduced to doTERRA was because of my son's health. They made a profound difference in his life. And so my belief in the products was second to none. It was cemented. I then saw the opportunity that the community needed my support, and saw the opportunity that this could be financially supporting our family long term whilst doing something that I loved. So for me, Premier, which is company and opportunity, just naturally flowed. I found that just so easy to go from that elite to the Premier, because I saw co-impact sourcing, Healing Hands, the compensation plan, the amazing company, and I knew that that's something I wanted to be part of. I wanted to be part of the collaboration. I wanted to be part of doTERRA's mission, and I wanted to make a difference. And I knew that doTERRA's opportunity provided me with that. So elite to Premier was easy. And then going from Premier to silver, I knew that I had it within me because I'd done it before. So I had already shared, I'd already moved through the ranks, I'd already been able to share my purpose, my passion, my vision, and people were consistently coming to me because our community was in need. So I knew that I was the right person. I felt that this was my path, and I knew that it was me that had to continue this. So I wasn't so keen to go into Diamond Club, just a bit like Jackie. I nearly didn't, but my upline said this is basically the only opportunity you'll get, because in a year's time you'll be Diamond anyway, the rate that I was going. So I thought, well, why not? How hard could it be working full-time, doing Diamond Club full-time? And as soon as I started, I knew that, yep, it was the hardest 4 months of my life, and I didn't sleep very much because I was working, and I have 2 children, also volunteer. So I had a lot going on in my life, but Diamond Club gave me that little kick up the backside to keep me in alignment of my vision. It reminded me that this wasn't just about me. Going from silver to gold was about looking downward at the team that I had growing so beautifully under me, and sharing the vision of them as well. At the time that I was silver, I had one person that was sort of interested in sharing. So I basically grew to silver by myself. And then at gold, I had 2 leaders, or 2 people that were really, really sharing and becoming really quite passionate about the oils. So it took from me a lot of commitment personally enrolling. So it comes back to the basics, your pipes. So we've got beautiful resources in place. We've got the share success model, and we've got pipes. So prepare, invite, present, enroll, and support. And if you haven't already jumped into pipes, please have a look, because going back to those basics made such a difference in my business. Because prepare is all about you. It's all about stepping back and preparing yourself, and what is your why. So the days that it make you feel like it's just too much, that you just can't go on, having that deep why brings you back in alignment, and it makes you realize that what you're here to do is greater than how you could feel on that given day, and that you need to show up even if you're feeling that. And your why is different to your goals. So your why will never be financial, because that's a result, or that's an outcome. Your why is your belief within you, what drives you, what lights your fire, what is motivating you to do what you do. So if you think about it, if you weren't paid to share the oils, would you? Your why has to come from that space that even if you weren't paid to do this, your innate feeling, the way that you feel about these oils and making a difference in the lives of others, you would still do it. And for me, if I wasn't paid to do this, I would continue to share the benefits of these oils. So that's my why. My why is so great that any excuse I could come up with would never be greater. And the goal is your end result, the financial side, or maybe it's time freedom, or your goal is different to the why. So really step back and differentiate between that. And a lot of people gloss over their why. And I find it's really important, because when you get stuck, and you will get stuck in your business, we all get stuck. Blue diamond, diamond, presidential diamond, we get stuck. And it just comes back to, where are we stuck? And generally it's in that prepare stage, where we're forgetting our why, or we've moved away. We're not in alignment of that anymore. So really come back to, why did you begin this journey? So for me, because I was time poor, I needed to keep coming back to why. Why was I going to get up and do the second class for the day? Some days I would do 3 classes in a day to make up the quota of Diamond Club, like Jackie was explaining, to make my quota for while I was working full time. So I was squeezing them in my weekends. And that comes back to what I was saying with Anastasia before as well, is time blocking. And I could have used the excuse, I don't have enough time. I just don't have enough time to share. Because honestly, I really didn't. I really could have used that excuse. And so for me, I don't have enough time is not good enough. It's not a good enough reason, and it's quite a cop-out. I find time blocking so valuable, because if you have a family, or if you have a full-time job or even a part-time job, you can still make space and time, even if it's an hour on a Thursday, an hour on a Friday or a Saturday morning, that you can allocate to your doTERRA business. And that may be squeezing in a class, returning emails, doing a wellness consult, doing one-on-ones, revenue-raising activities to help propel your business forward. So if you feel like you're time poor, really bring out your diary, have a look where your commitments are that you can't move, and then look at the spaces that you can block out time, that you can dedicate solely on your doTERRA business. I found that because I had to be in so many different places, Diamond Club, home being a mum, and also at the hospital for work, I needed to block that time out so that I could show up 100% in each of those areas. So it's about quality time in that time blocking phase. And that is what got me through Diamond Club, being able to effectively block out my time so that I could be present as a mum, present as a nurse, and present as a wellness advocate, and found that very, very effective. So going from silver to gold, you've got that, you're going from belief in you to the belief in your builders, like Anastasia and Jackie have mentioned. And at Premier, so 3 premiers to make your golds, you're encouraging them to deep dive into the company and the opportunity. Because once they've got that cemented, once they know the compensation plan, they understand that this is the opportunity for them, and they have that unwavering belief. They then need to move into that next phase, which is belief in themselves. And quite often us as leaders see the light within them before they see the light themselves. And Emily Wright always says that it is our job to see the light within others before they see it themselves. So it's about holding the space for your leaders to go from Premier to Silver, and then recognising that that is an advancement in their personal development. So it's going from the company and the opportunity and seeing themselves as a leader. Because once you've got those 3 jumping into Silver, you're Platinum. And then, like Anastasia said, the next phase is another Silver, and that's Diamond. And so I found that the more I could duplicate what I was doing and following those systems of pipe. So once prepared myself, I knew my vision, I knew my why, I knew my goals. I was inviting like crazy. I was that crazy oil lady that just wanted people to benefit from these beautiful oils. I was then presenting as many classes as I possibly could fit in, because the more people you invite into your business and into your life, the more opportunity to change those lives, the more opportunity to be successful and make a profound difference in the lives of others. And identifying your target market. You don't need to help every single person. Know what you're good at. Know what differentiates you. And Simon Sinek, I just did this with my team. Simon Sinek, the golden circle. Why, what, how. Always start with why, because we all have the exact same bottle of oil. And if we go around saying that we sell essential oils, then what we're doing is defining ourselves by what we do. But if you start with why you are doing this, you will be defined by that brand or that image or why. What is your vision? What is your purpose? But if you always start with what, you will always be defined by what you do, if that makes sense. So if you really, really go back to that why and think about what makes you different to the person next to you. Why would that person come to you? What do you have to offer? Because people will buy why you do things, not what you sell. So really, really, it's the connection. It's that why. And then making sure that you're presenting effectively. So having lots of classes, but being confidently share, stand proud and tall and share your love of these essential oils at the workshops, and do not be afraid to close. A lot of people, when they get to the end of their workshop, they'll scour away, or they'll think, well, how am I going to finish this? Be confident, because this is the best part. This is the part where you get to introduce people to these oils. They get to go home with these beautiful essential oils, and you are able to let them. So this is the part that's going to change their life. So feel proud, feel honoured. You are a natural solution provider. You are going to give them this amazing gift to change their life. The close is the absolute best part of a class and a workshop. And then you don't leave it there. You make sure you follow them up. So you make sure that once their kit arrives, their oils arrive, that you make an appointment with them and you follow them up, because that is the best investment of your time. Because one, they're going to know how to safely and effectively use their oils. They're going to use them long term and see them as a lifestyle solution. And they're more likely to go onto loyalty rewards program and stay on it, because they see the value in the products, and they know that you are there and showing up for them every single second. So that's basically pipes. It all goes back to that. Knowing and understanding why you do this every day, and if you weren't paid to do it, why would you still do it? Showing up, presenting the classes, finding your target market, enrolling and presenting effectively, and supporting your team. And not just your new members, not just go out there to try and enroll, but be an advocate for your current team. Why? Why is your team your team? Why? How do you encourage loyalty within your team, with your consumer base? What are you doing for them every day to show up? Product education. Just seeing you, being real. So take it back to pipes and really think about the Belief Summit that Natalie and Andy Goddard do as well, because it really is important to understand both of those beautiful resources. That is what has really enabled me to be effectively building without that time freedom in my business in the beginning. And the team went from Diamond, so we started in May 2015 and Diamond in August 2016. So Diamond Club was extremely instrumental in that. I think that's probably all you need to hear from me tonight, Anastasia, but just really take it back to basics and share. Like what you said about showing up with your team. At Platinum, I did openly share with my team what Platinum meant for us. And I needed to be Platinum to leave my organisation. I needed to leave that job where I didn't feel aligned. And I actually left when I was Diamond. So it's been a year since I haven't been at the hospital and have been fully focusing on doTERRA. And obviously the team has gone from Diamond to Blue Diamond. So we went May this year. We went Blue Diamond. So from August diamond last year to May blue diamond this year. So hopefully that's helped some of you guys out, but definitely tap into those systems.
Thank you so much, Erin. That was just, I was just typing notes as you were talking, so I'm going to send them out to everyone as well. I think it was really, and just breaking down what the pipes mean to you as well. Zach and I, we also have a different, we have a way in which we see the pipes and how we integrate that for ourselves, and it's just beautiful to hear, how the pipes have served you in your organization. And your journey. And I love it. Even in the event that we held earlier just last week in Brisbane, it just keeps being mentioned. It's like, to build the business, you do the pipes. To build the business, you do the pipes. To build a business, you do the pipes. And then there's the personal development that goes on top of that. So thank you so much, beautiful. Now I'm just looking to see who else has jumped up. We've got Margarita. Are you there, Margie? She may have tapped in. I can only see her name, so I'm just seeing who else put their hand up to come on and talk about the Samantha Goldsmith. Would you like to share? Just got her name on there too. See what happens.
Hey, Anastasia, I'll go if you want. It's Alice.
Oh, hey! I can't see you. Hang on, sorry. There's this long line of...
You've got it's like a rock star lineup tonight of how many people are on this call. It's amazing. I'm actually under the Happy Collective. That's probably why.
The Happy Collective. Okay. I'm trying to look for you.
I think my Zoom account's under Happy Collective or the Happy Collective.
Beautiful. And so do you have a video on or just voice?
Yeah. Should have, video's on. Or it's on for me anyway.
Okay.
Happy Collective. Just,
Maybe I'll just go switch to active speaker and turn.
There we go.
You're on. I've got you.
Testing, is this thing on?
Thanks, Alice.
All right. Hey, everyone. So I'm actually Alice Abba, not just Happy Collective, but that's my tribe name. So I want to jump into this brief chat I will go back to my story in a second, but I want to ask you a few questions and get you ruminating on some things. So at this stage in your business, most of you on this call are golds. I would love for you to check into something with me, and that is, are you someone that currently has a belief system that everything is just going to come together and flow together? What I heard, and I want to be slightly cheeky here, but what I heard in our Brisbane training last week with some of the beautiful speakers that got up on stage was a tendency to talk about the true art of the law of attraction, absolutely, and their truth of being in that position of business flowing to them and things coming together. And I sat with that, and I wanted to share with you some truths about what I really feel like my journey to diamond was like, but also to really get you to understand that there is definitely an active hustle involved in that too. In my team, we call it the graceful hustle. And so sometimes I feel like when we get up on stage and we talk about being these beacons of attraction, and when we're in alignment, things flow. I want to be really real with you and say that also we do need to be actively very much in action. I think Erin just did such a beautiful job of talking to pipes, so I'm not even going to go into that because she nailed everything that is so crucial. Like, done, dusted, awesome. But do you have that belief system that everything is just going to come together? And is that currently working for you? If that is, fabulous. If it isn't, you'll see it happen, or you'll see it manifest in the numbers. So you'll see yourself dipping back in rank, or you'll see your numbers either capped where they are or going back every month. If you're seeing steady growth, then your belief system and your action are probably actually heading in the right direction. But what are the numbers telling you? I am a really big believer in the numbers don't lie. Like, I love the gray area in everything. And I love to kind of figure out what's working for me and talk about alignment. But the numbers are so clear. They give you like a black and white, this is where you're at, this is what your work is. And so the funny thing is, though, about these numbers is that no one can actually figure out what takes you to that next step. So the work that you have to do is really up to you to dive into. I feel like sometimes we just need to ask the universe to hit us on the head with a sign. Like, what is my next step? What do I need to expand on? What do I need to do? And I also greatly believe that the paycheck that you receive is actually a reflection of the contribution that you are giving at that current moment. So if you're holding the space and you're contributing as a gold leader, have a little reflection on it. Maybe this doesn't even make sense to you yet, but what does that look like for your contribution to grow to your diamond team? What do they need from you? How can you contribute to a larger community? Because you are essentially starting to grow this community from gold to diamond, and that's all it is. It's expanding that contribution of yourself. So I want to leave that kind of ruminating in your head and then go back to sharing my path to diamond with you guys. So I hit gold in 14 months into my business, and silver to gold was actually the trickiest rank for me. I felt like silver to gold, I came across so many personal blocks, and I had to deal a lot with abundance and financial stuff and like relationship with my dad, all this stuff that has nothing to do with business, which always does, from that silver to gold. So that was actually a longer journey for me and felt harder. And then I seemed to just have all the hardest stuff worked out. So then I was able to really create platinum a lot more effortlessly from gold to platinum in 2 months. And by that point, like Anastasia said at the start of the call, at platinum, you really have learned how to grow leaders to that rank of silver. So I truly believe that the first 3 legs that you build to platinum, you will learn the most lessons. You will come across your greatest challenges. And I always say to my leaders now, think about presidential as you get the opportunity to apply all of the lessons that you have learned from your first 3 legs to your second 3 legs. And then you just help those leaders continually step into who they're here to be at higher levels. But towards platinum, I really feel like that there are the most challenges. And then diamond is purely bringing in that 4th leader and guiding them to that point. So my diamond month was actually really beautiful because the month before I had, let me backtrack. I hit diamond in 24 months, so 2 years to the actual month. And I had that diamond date written down on my fridge for the longest time. But the month before, right at the beginning of January, it looked really far off. I didn't have a silver leader in that 4th leg. My other legs had incredible leaders in them, so I felt really good about those, even though only one leg was a solid silver. But this 4th leg didn't exist in January. And so I almost threw out the idea, but I just remember coming back to, no, I set the goal, like unattached from the how, and just, it's happening. And I put on all this kind of like, my husband described it as unbridled optimism into this goal. So February, 2 weeks before February, and a good friend of mine who was my very first enrollment 2 years prior called me and said, hey, I really want to chat with you. She was pregnant with twins. I think she was 4 months pregnant at the time. So she was on a bit of a timeline. And she said, I love these oils, but it's only since really becoming pregnant and having some big shifts that I've been able to truly begin to grasp how important they are in my life, and literally how I can't live without them. And also at that same point, obviously the financial side of things and the business opportunity began to take alignment for her as well, seeing what she was going to create after she had these babies and brought them into the world. And so, yeah, out of the blue, 2 weeks before February, she called me up and said, I want to do the business. And at that point, we're both sort of thinking, cool, like you could shoot for elite in 30 days. And I came back to her a week before February and I said, well, how do you feel about silver in 30 days? And she, the beautiful person that she is, was up for the challenge because we had a trusting relationship. She knew that I would completely be there to support her. We spoke several times a day. We were very much in alignment. So I think number one thing when you're going for any rank that requires you to have silver leaders, so platinum, diamond, and actually any of the above ranks, alignment needs to come first with your leaders and yourself. So before anything happens, how are you bringing those frontline leaders together in order to move forward as a team? Because there is a very special kind of magic that can be created when everyone's on the same page. My upline never ever shared their goals with me. And so it was never something that I was, because I was a strong leg for them. So I think that in their mind, they didn't need to sort of have the alignment. And so I never came from it from the point of view of I have learnt alignment, therefore I will do it because my upline did it. I just felt that that's the way that I needed to bring my own team together. And that's been a really beautiful thing for us. So when it came to Diamond in February and my 3 leaders were aligned and this beautiful new leader stepped in, we created that rank very intentionally. We spoke several times a day. We were both in really big action. But I do, and this is a really interesting part here, is that I have not done Diamond Club. So I hear Jackie and I hear Erin talking, and I think they're incredible. For me specifically, it wasn't actually in alignment the 2 years that I could have participated in it. Actually, no, the 1 year. So the first year I was a bit late for it in enrolling. But I also, and this is like a shock horror for most people, I taught no classes in the month that I hit Diamond. And the reason for that is because I really believe in strengths-based leadership. And for the longest time, because I saw my upline teaching buses to rank, I thought I had to too. But my reality for the way that I lead and my reality for the way that I enroll and I share the oils is that one-on-ones and sharing online is actually way more powerful for me. So that's my other tip as well, for not only how you choose to lead and how you choose to really move forward in your business, but how you encourage your own leaders to step into their own alignment, because not everyone will have the same way of sharing. So maybe someone's stuck at a certain rank because they're trying to copy their upline, or they're trying to do this business in a way that actually doesn't serve them or serve the people that they're here to help. And for the longest time, I thought I was failing at doTERRA because I was trying to be this square leader in a round hole. And it's almost like as soon as I let go of that, I literally taught no classes in that month, but I enrolled a bunch of people. I was in massive action. I held some Facebook events. I shared in the way that was aligned for me, and it ended up coming together for that exact reason. I think if I had have tried to go out there and book in all these classes, I am sure that I wouldn't have hit the rank because I would have been completely out of alignment and not operating in that zone of genius as well. So some other practical tips for the month is that I had a diamond song. So every time I would get a bit kind of not feeling great, or my belief would waver slightly in that particular month, I'd put it on and my little girls and I would dance around, and we'd literally just move our bodies, and they'd be like, "Mummy, is this your diamond song?" I would have a diamond image on my desktop the whole time. And then every morning at 5 a.m. during Diamond Month, I got up and I did an hour's worth of work before my 2 little girls woke up. So they're currently 2.5 and 4, but they were a little bit younger at the time. They were 6 months younger. And then I would apply my oil mix, which I think I had frankincense, rose, lavender, wild orange, and something else. It was very abundant, very delicious. So I had that diffuser blend in the morning. I had it during the day as a rollerball. And then in the evenings, every evening in that month, I would listen to Abraham Hicks' Financial Abundance Meditation. and I would roll my rollerball all over me, and I would fall asleep in that state of kind of like, I'm abundant, bring the abundance. And I always thought, I remember hearing Jessie Ring speak, not this leadership, but the leadership previously, and hearing her say that she had all these blocks around receiving her first Blue Diamond check, and she nearly threw up because it was so big. And I remember sitting there thinking, I have no abundance issues. Like, I am ready for Blue Diamond check. Like, come at me. But I think until you're within those months and you realize the power of listening to those abundance meditations and bringing, like, truly being in that state of receiving, I think it's very important, no matter how open you feel like you might be to that abundance, to do some work around that area, particularly in that rank up month as well. And then the one last thing is that, what have I got down here? Oh, yeah, just the one last thing, which is just really utilize 6 months inactive move to clean up my tree. So I looked at the people, my customers who hadn't purchased in 6 months, and in January, to prepare for February for my diamond month, I got them emailing placements. If there were areas in my tree that weren't supported, or like just in weird funky places, you probably have it's kind of like a black hole in your tree. So I got them moved over to places where I needed to have the volume for that particular month. And I just got super organized and ready as much as I could for February in January. And then in January, in February, I got to just be in that beautiful flow of like, it's diamond month's happening. Anyway, so that's me. I hope that was helpful, guys. But everyone's path to diamond is going to look really different. But I'm sure out of everyone who's contributing on this call, you will pick up something that is magic.
That was brilliant. Thank you so much, Alice. Yeah, we're getting okay. So yeah, hi, essentially, so we bring around together. I'm snuggling. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, we're just reading some messages, and I didn't realize in the chat because I was too busy writing messages. Beautiful. Okay, so if I have any more, Leah might be able to bring forth something if you're not snuggling a sick child. Yeah, any other diamonds, just put your hand up that want to share your thoughts. We've got another half an hour. But thank you, Alice. That was amazing. And yeah, look, I just bring up some of my reflections. I love how you, there's the busting of the myth that like believing that it's just going to happen, and actually transferring that into the action that you talk about. A beautiful woman now in my tree, she she talks about she coins the term the alchemy of action. And I feel like, yeah, it does just come together when there's action for it to come together in. I really love that point. And that the action is aligned with where your power is. And if you're trying to push uphill with something that you don't find is your sweet spot, or is where you're feeling really confident, then yeah, it won't just come together like we can, dream it in that way. So, and I love just, a lot of what you were talking about, I see as, you did so much preparation. There was the energetic preparation. There was the, the belief preparation. There was that, having it on the vision board, but just planning ahead so much for that to happen. It's, I see it really, the preparation, the P in the pipes, the first P, is so much about honoring your dreams. It's like, give it energy, give it the time and energy and love and attention and intention to set it up to win. Set yourself up to win, set your dreams up to win. So yeah, I really love that. Diamond song, diamond oils, and I absolutely love the Abraham Hicks meditations. That was a daily for me for Blue Diamond. yeah, without fail, every day, was the getting into the vortex meditations. So I love those. And yeah, very, very beautiful. Thank you so much, Alice. Love the colour you bring. Now, is there any other diamonds on that want to share? Otherwise, I will go into a little bit of practicality. What else have we got on here? Is anybody else? Abraham Hicks. So it will be called Esther Hicks, and Abraham is actually a collective of beings that is channeled through a woman called Esther Hicks. So you'll be able to look that up on YouTube. Abraham Hicks has loads of meditations. But the ones that I particularly love are Getting into the Vortex. But there's so many recordings and things to listen to. And just trust that anything that you choose on that day is going to be exactly what you need to listen to. Oh, I'm so glad, Nissa, that you're enjoying this. Now, did somebody unmute themselves, ready to talk? Let's see who else I've got on here. I don't think we have any more diamonds on here. Okay, they would have talked if they spoken if they were wanting to speak anyway. So, okay. So in terms of perhaps that you may be feeling stuck at gold, and just addressing the stuckness. What specifically, I love the questions that Alice spoke to. I think they're really, really useful questions to sit with and write about. Also some really good things to do in terms of personal development and getting yourself out of getting yourself through a breakthrough, is when you wake up first thing in the morning is doing some automatic writing, just to allow yourself to empty out thoughts that are running through there. So you'll uncover some really some core beliefs that you may not be conscious of, but when you're in that kind of slightly dream state and you just start allowing yourself to write whatever's there, you'll discover some blocks that might be hiding behind our very clever brains that, and egos, and, it hides behind our spirituality and our consciousness and all sorts of things. It uses everything that we have to disguise itself. So it's a good little exercise to uncover them. So back to, being unstuck. Looking at what the leaders that you have pinned as your leaders, are you limiting the potentiality of your business by naming only those leaders as your leaders? So you have premiers currently, if you're a gold, because this is who this is for, but it's calls to everyone, but we're targeting the golds. So you currently have 3 beautiful premiers with 2 strong legs, but you may have built it all yourself, as Erin said. She did a lot of work for some of her legs, and that's possible. You can really be doing a lot of the energy input to get to gold, and so those premiers might not even be fully in yet. They might not really be seeing that opportunity. So I love what Erin was saying. Make sure they get it. They are deeply rooted in the opportunity. This is perhaps where you can start targeting your training while you're preparing your organization for gold. Go, right, do they really get what this opportunity is? And making sure that they choose in yes. And opening yourself up that perhaps the people that you're going to go to diamond with are not your current premiers. It might be someone different. So at the training we had on Thursday, Tara Bliss did an amazing presentation, and she talked about how we are not our business. Our business is an entity and we have a relationship with it, and perhaps you could ask your business, who are the leaders, or what leaders do you require? What conversations do you require me to have with them? What do they need to be inspired by? Because perhaps if you could just release your business of that pressure to have to be that person, or perhaps you could just release the pressure of that person. And maybe you're not doing that physically, but it might be just there energetically. If you release that, then what abundance is actually possible? Alice was sharing, she had someone go silver in 30 days. Anything is possible. So just checking in with that. And believe me, I know that I can feel it right now. Some of you are going, yeah, but it took me forever to get them to premiere. Like, if I let that go, then I feel like I'm back at square one. Like, I'm back to the beginning. Like, what's the point? Totally been there. But there's just trust me. It's going to take some trust. Gold to diamond is going to ask a lot of trust for you. So get your geranium out and know that there's something more at play than just the logistics. So yeah, allow your business to be all that it can be and not just what you've got it pinned at right now. So the conversations with those leaders and knowing that it can be someone else, and inviting that possibility in. And then also, this is now asking you to think about business. So the next conversation you have with the leader for your front line is a business conversation. It's about, I love what Alice was saying. Yeah, this woman was like, yes, I would love to do the business, and I see this as an opportunity. So she wasn't just, I love the oils and I want to share them. It was, I see this as a business. So really get good at the business conversation. Really get anchored yourself into believing wholly and solely that this is a path that you're fully committed to, that you believe that people can fulfill their dreams, and that you're going to be passing that on. And that it's just unwavering. Like, that's just what happens. People fulfill their dreams. People are changing the world. So they're the people you want to be partnering with. Call them in specifically, and you're going to be having a business conversation with them. What else is coming? I'm just feeling into what's missing.
Anastasia, can I
yes.
say?
Yes.
Also, practically, look at your numbers. So Alice did mention about numbers, but if you know that your team is going to grow the next month, then what you need to do is really take a good look at your organisation the month prior and book in your classes 2 to 4 weeks in advance. Know what leaders you are going to be collaborating with to that next rank, and work with them to identify where the volume is needed. So when I moved from Diamond to Blue Diamond, I had Zoom calls with the groups of leaders in my organisation, so the leaders and their leaders, and we identified where additional volume needed to be, what it needed to look like, and then break that down so it doesn't look so huge, because that can be quite scary. So the next rank for someone can seem really big and really scary. But if you break it down into the volume needed based on your LRP retention, and that can be a bit of a iffy game, but it gives you a nice average, and then work out how many classes does it take to reach that volume, and break it down into kits. So maybe you need 3,000 organisational volume in a particular area. So how many home essentials or nature solution kits does that equate to? Because when you break it right down, when you deconstruct that big, great goal into this tiny little pieces, it makes it seem so much more achievable. And we are beings that get overwhelmed so easily. And so if we can just reach that goal step by step and see that it's just step by step rather than jumping into this great big hole, then it is a lot lot easier for us to do so when we're calm and more at peace than if we're overwhelmed and our mind is scattered. How am I going to get there? Just like if you wake up and you see the house is a mess because the kids have put clothes and towels everywhere and the dishes haven't been done, you think, how on earth am I going to get this done today? But you start picking up the clothes and you start putting them away, and soon enough the house is a little bit cleaner, and it makes you want to move forward and finish the job. So I think it's really important to have a number tracker, a rank tracker, and be in touch with your upline so then they can help support you with areas, that black hole or those black holes in your business that you may not see, and also in regular contact with your downline so that you know what are they doing, how many classes, how do they perceive their team and the volume needed, and really just getting prepared business-wise. Book out the diary, make sure everyone's got enough classes booked, because like someone was saying before, I think it was Alice, you can have a goal and a vision and a dream for the whole month. Say you want to go to platinum next month. You have to actually do the work and put the preparation and planning in to reach that goal. You can't just say, I want to be platinum and sit on the lounge for the rest of the month. You actually have to create opportunities to receive that success and achieve that success. So make a plan, make a goal, but then create opportunities to actually reach that with that team and identify, know your numbers.
So awesome. Thank you so much. I love that. We absolutely had a whiteboard, and we would write down, we would, even though you can log into your back office and see your tree, it's so much better when you draw it out yourself. It's just like when you're writing, there's something magical that happens. So I would draw the tree, and I would draw where everyone was at, and I would draw each elite. So I would write out each elite that for platinum and for diamond, and I would look at all of the people underneath that elite that are engaged in using the oils and loving them. And I would connect with them, and I would offer a class, or I would see if they had felt inspired to share the oils. And it was amazing how I hadn't done that before. And someone would say, oh yeah, actually I just shared with my neighbor and I was just going to order her a X, Y, and Z. And then I said, have you considered sharing with her that she could have a wholesale account like you do, so that then she has that empowerment herself? And she'd be like, oh, yeah, well, that's a much better idea. And she'd really love the whole kit anyway. So, just those kind of actions, but having it written down and having it really clear, and as you said, knowing your numbers, knowing where everything is at, and having that communication, but also inviting in. So you have that communication, you have the preparation, but also inviting in the possibilities beyond that. Like going, oh, what else is possible here? Who else here is engaged? Who else here actually wants to share? One practical thing that we did, and I think it was the month we went, it was the month before, actually, and that was powerful. The month before we went diamond, we ran a kind of pay it forward incentive program. It was really about engagement. It was really about sharing. I just really want people to share. When we communicate, which we do naturally, the oils to someone else, even if we're not wanting to do this as a business. There's something magical that happens for them to receive more from what is possible with the oils, and open up another avenue. So I was just inviting all of my users to share with their community, their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, their friends. And that could be that I come and teach a class, or that they just do a one-on-one, or they bring someone to a class. And so every day there was a draw, and there was an oil of the day, and every day there was a draw. So whoever enrolled someone that day went into the draw. And so it was gifts, it was just really beautiful. It was educational. People would learn more about the oils. They would feel really gifted and really supported and really loved being part of this oh wow, we're sharing this love of the oils. And that had the engagement to then have that communication for when we went diamond. So that was something that practically, just reflecting upon our journey, that was really something that supported us having the team unity to go forward, and the support as well, of everyone in the team. So,
and I think, sorry.
Yes.
Yes, and I think with that first month of Diamond Club, and that's the ethos of Diamond Club, it's community and it's team coming together. It's absolute communication, it's the preparation, it's the pipes. So for us, in that month that just was haphazard and happened very, very quickly and in flow, we, because of the process of Diamond Club, was invited into that vortex, which is the magic of doTERRA and growing and ranking and being everything. Now, fall in love with another practical thing. We've just talked about back office. Love your back office as much as you love your team, because what Erin has shared and what Anastasia has shared, there is so much there. It speaks to you. You see the minutest little movement, and it may be someone who you didn't think was sharing, but that volume goes up very, very quickly, and off to the side there is more volume. So you think, aha, that's not a builder, but that is a builder, because a class has gone on in this leg here. So draw your attention there and send them some love as well. And that was my month of Diamond, was really when I started to really respect the back office as its own team, as its own entity, and its own unique microorganism and person to know and understand, just as much as every single one of my leaders and every single one of my team members.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, that was definitely a process for me, but I think it's, there is no business without the back office. So it's the structure that holds it all together. We got to love it up. We got to pay respect. Beautiful. Well, I feel like that's juicy. I feel like that was juicy and chunky, and there's a lot there for you guys to sit with. I have 9 minutes because I know I scheduled an hour and a half. So if there is any questions, I will answer. One of us will answer the first few questions before we sign off. So I can give you everything that you need. You can just write it in the chat box. Looks like we've so helpful. Awesome. No one has any questions? Everyone is so clear on their path to diamond. I'm getting excited about that. How many people on this call? We're going to have all these new diamonds. How long did you do your Pay It Forward initiative? 1 month. Yeah, it was for the month of May. And we did an oil and then an overall package for people, for everyone who enrolled. I gave an overall big hamper as well as a gift as well. You're all amazing. Such an inspiring call. Thank you. The inspiration I need. Did you have a draw every day? Yes. So I had 1 oil a day, and I would take a little photo of it, and I'd write how I love to use it and some properties and things that I felt about the oil. So it was educational as well as that little reminder and inspiring. So that was each day. Use your points for that. Use your product of the month for that. Use the free oils you get from the US today, this month for, the 3 oils that you get. There's ways to be resourceful with your oils. You ask your upline if you have communication with your upline. Maybe they have some products that they'd like to share with you. Yeah. Did you have a draw? Awesome. Thank you. Loads of information. I appreciate you taking the time. It is an honor and a pleasure. I always learn. So it's, it's for me too. Who wants to add?
I would just lastly just say that a lot of people get worried at gold that perhaps don't have those builders currently, and maybe they have one person that's kind of sharing and maybe not committed. And I would say don't freak out, really don't worry. And if you not focus so much on how am I going to get leaders, but rather sifting through your team and looking for the gems that are already within, and nurture those sharers, like Jackie said, because people will. I put a little post just allowing others to reflect on how amazing these oils have been in their life, and could they think of 5 other family members or 5 other people close to them that they would love to share that gift with as well. Just allowing your current team and your current consumers even just to reflect the impact the oils have had on their life. And surely people could just pull in more than 5 names of people that they'd love to make a difference in the lives of. And so that just starts that nurturing, that sharing. And the more people see the benefits coming in from other people, then the more they're wanting to share the benefits of these oils. And then you might have this beautiful sharer turn into that builder, because they started with why. They started with why they wanted to share the oils with the person next door that's had respiratory problems their whole life, or their auntie that hasn't been able to sleep for the last 4 or 5 months. So give people that time of reflection, allow them to think about how they've changed their lives and how many people they could share those benefits with as well, rather than stressing your mind about how am I going to find a builder, I need to find a builder. Just really nurture your team, show up for your team and your consumers, because there is so much value in that. There's so much value into asking people, like Anastasia said, to host workshops that are wanting to share, rather than showing them the benefits of having their own wholesale account rather than popping an oil onto their account. So really, really consider your current team. But also, if you are searching for leaders, write out your leaders list. Write down the qualities that you are looking for in a leader, because you have a choice who you want to work with. We don't have to work with anyone off the street. This is long term, and you want them to align with you and your values and your business. So write down the list, write down the qualities that you want in the person leading beside you, and anchor that with a beautiful oil, so that every time you smell that oil, it keeps you centered, it keeps you in alignment of who that person is and who you want to work with. So there's a few different ways that you can grow your organization, whether you're searching for something or whether you're just diving within the people you already have.
Thank you so much, Erin. I think that's, it's speaking to a big fear. And Hayley saying, I've got one builder, and Sarah saying, I don't even have one. And I'd first love to just flip that and say, well, how incredible of a creator are you to make gold without 3 builders? Just sit with that for a moment. And just drop into your heart and feel, receive the acknowledgement that you're a super creator, and that you're able to inspire people to really embrace using and loving the oils. And I just love to edify that. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to build with? And you know what? That's actually a really exciting time. And maybe some of us would love to be able to redefine that at some, this is a time you get to define that completely. It's a creative process. So they might be already there. They might be people that pop in. There's many ways to, for that to actually show up in your business, and it can be instant. So, work with that word alignment. Alice said a lot. Have the engagement that Jackie was saying, and Erin, just that beautiful nurturing of what is there and the beauty that you've already created. You know, that's magnificent to be reaching gold with one sharer. You know, that's really quite a magnificent creation. So I honor you both for that. And see this as the gateway to a magical creation of choice. You know, what are the qualities you'd really love to work with for the rest of your life in this business? That's exciting. Oh, I'm feeling so inspired now. Beautiful people. Thank you all. And I honor you all for showing up on a Monday night for an hour and a half. You're amazing. And you're all committed to your dreams. I can see it and I can feel it. And I know that you're going to do this. I know that I'm going to see all these beautiful names on the rank advancements very soon in the diamond section. So thank you all for being willing and shining your light and having the courage to dream and moving towards your dreams. You are magnificent and you are showing the way for so many others to do so. Love you all so much.
Thank you, Anastasia. We'll bring us all together.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for showing up and bringing your gorgeous selves. You've inspired me. So much love to you all.
Love that. Bye.
Bye.